So I'll be recording this, and hopefully many others can see view the slides, view this video. Okay, and we have discussed probably this problem I've explained to you, and I've started on understanding waste. One of the most important thing in Toyota production system is to understand waste. Okay, rationale for going lean focus on waste removal, both inside and between companies. Um, we must learn how to find waste and problems in the system. Systematic attack on waste on the factors underlying poor quality and fundamental management problems. So I mentioned to you, we have to have an eye for waste. Our eyes will be able to visualize and see, what kind of uh, waste that exists. I've also described to you that in a process, we have non-value added and value added elements. Usually non-value element is 90%. So what you want to do is try to identify the non-value added elements and reduce it. Not reduce the value added. Those which activity that add values, you must, not try to remove it. Okay. So you want to improve efficiency only on the value added. And I've already told you also that in the manufacturing environment, only 5% are value-added activity, whereas the rest are actually non-value adding. Of course, there are also there are necessary. For example, transport is necessary. And also in service environment, okay, only 1% is value adding, and the rest non-value adding, because in service there's it's much more difficult to what do you call, make sure that it actually add values. That's why you have a lot of necessary but non-value adding activities. And it shows there is considerable scope for reducing waste. And I've already tell you that you have to identify these 7 ways. Okay, 7 types. Mudah, 7 types of mudah. Overproduction, inventory, waste of waiting. So you imagine you go to a what do you call, post office or banks. So you have to wait for the process. So the less the amount of waste, the faster the turnaround time, the more benefit and also profit the organization will get. Imagine, that means you have to try to think about reducing the waiting for deliveries, waiting for what do you call, materials to be unloaded. Okay, waste of motion. I've already there are methods study to actually identify unnecessary movement. And in Toyota, they use a lot of standard work or standard operating procedures. Okay, Taichi Ono, and I also talk about them. I'm not going to repeat this now. And also not only mudah in all organizations or in all processes, you have to always look at unevenness or inconsistency, which is murah, okay, caused by irregular production schedule or fluctuating production volumes will lead to murah. Okay, this is just a pictorial view of murah. Uneven, one side is heavier than the other. So you want to have balance, okay, balance. Overburden, same thing, okay. Man or machine is pushed beyond the natural limits. And this can be due to murah, and it leads to safety and quality problem. Muri, muri means impossible or overburden to do it. And also, I think I've mentioned about Kaizen. It is more than that. It's actually every day, everywhere, everyone improvement. And Tai Chi Ono said that you must find, so change something, but of course, something which add value. Okay, don't just simply change for the sake of changing. Organizations must not just do organizational structure change just for the sake of changing, not because of trying to find a a lean organization. Okay, a lean organization, right? And normally in a physical environment, okay, this is a physical or things that you can actually, or workers, you need workers. There are 3 steps to Kaizen. Number 1 is manual work Kaizen. Manual work Kaizen means you find ways of how to reduce and do the manual work much more efficient. Not to say do it faster, push faster without the you'll have stress. That's not good. Okay, it's not good. So manual work Kaizen, better ways in using existing equipment. Things get harder as we have more modern equipment are introduced, so that you need to actually have equipment Kaizen. So we will go to equipment Kaizen to actually skills and ability to Kaizen the equipment. That's why I mentioned last week, single minute exchange of die, which without relying on machine tool manufacturer, in Toyota, they actually specify a modify, specify, build and maintain machines on their own. Okay, so equipment Kaizen, of course, process Kaizen. So this is step. First, workers movement, then equipment, then the process. One process to another process. So you try to actually improve processes by building quality and one peaceful. Okay. Lean is a Toyota production system is a practical subject, it's a practical thing. So you need to do it. You need to actually apply it, then only you can see the differences. Okay. So do Kaizen when times are good. So now is COVID. You can do improvement, but it is going to be quite difficult. Okay, when times are good, you try to do improvement, and improvements sometimes require money. And the best is doing improvement which require the less investment or lowest cost. Okay, lowest cost. So waiting until business slow to begin Kaizen activity will make margins even smaller. So you must remember, price is profit plus cost. Price is, of course, cost plus profit, 10%, 5% profit. This is normal profit, normal cost, normal price. A lot of us have cost plus mentality. Cost plus mentality means whenever there is an increase in cost, you will increase the price. Correct. So this is 500 yen. Then if there is increase
what is
of
mentality here?
Mentality means thinking. Thinking, the way of thinking. The way of thinking is that our way of thinking, mentality. Mentality means the way that we look at things. You're a businessman. Okay, you are a businessman. So whenever there is a cost increase, cost means maybe labor, maybe material, maybe a process inspection, quality defect, all these are costs. Quality defects. Or then we say, okay, let's increase the price to 700 yen because we have a 200 yen cost increase.
Yes.
So we pass that cost to the consumer. We always pass the cost to the consumer, or we have cost plus. But become someone to be profit minus mentality. What do you mean by profit minus mentality? profit minus mentality is that you want to actually try and, so it becomes expensive, targeted customer narrowed, this margin shrinks. But if you keep your costs low, how to keep costs low? Lean processes, low, what do you call, this is normal cost because you have rejects, you have inventory, you have a lot of other unnecessary costs. So if your process is lean, so I suspect Toyota has this. Their profit margin is actually very, very high. They don't disclose to you how much cost they actually incur. So it is, if there is any, any increase in cost, if they keep to the price, there's still profit. If this, of course, there will be certain, certain level in which you have to increase price, but that is after you have conducted all the improvements. This is profit plus mentality. This is cost minus mentality. So you want to have cost minus mentality. Okay. This is a thinking. Okay, this is a thinking for you to view how you approach. Okay. There was a case in which Toyota, a vendor asked for price increase supplying the parts. Okay, when Toyota engineers went to the factory, audited the factory, and find there is a lot of waste, there is a lot of not lean. So they say, you go and do improvement first before you ask for any price increase by the suppliers. Because suppliers do not do improvement. They just request for price increase every year. But the price increase is not justified actually. A lot of price increases may not be justified. Okay, profit margin is too high. Okay, how to Kaizen? Okay, this is you have to ask how to understand actual situation. Ask what happened. What did I see? What are the issues? Sometimes when we investigate a problem, we just ask on the surface questions. Okay, so we need to go for factual information. So we don't, when we want to solve, when we want to do improvement, we must actually base on facts. Facts means what is the defect? What is the problem? Where is the problem happening? Who is doing the work? It's like a police investigator, a crime, investigating a crime. Why? Okay, so you have to say, ask many why. Why? Get the answer, ask another why, until you get to the source of the problem or the root cause. Root cause means, what is the root cause? The main one particular pinpoint. Okay. For example, a lot of economic issues in many developing countries are not because of the people not working hard. A lot of the source of the problem is that, politicians or people who are in power abuse their power. For example, corruption. For example, extracting from the people. Extracting means, use the energy, pay a little. Okay, root cause that has been proven throughout history. You can read the book Why Nations Fail. Why Nations Fail, and you can see, right, root cause. But this democracy is not working. Joe Biden cannot even swear in as president because of, the riots of the, Trump supporters. Democracy is not working. So what's the alternative? I don't know. I don't know. I don't have the answer. But I know the root cause of all the, what's the root cause of evils in society? Greediness. You know, in Islam, we're teaching, you know that? Greedy. Okay. And bad leaders. Bad leaders. Okay, Kaizen thinking versus results thinking. So which one you want to become? Which worker? Which one, which worker you want to be? Wengzia, A or B? Which kind of employee?
A.
Of course, A. Yaakob, of course, A. So, A worker is a Kaizen thinking worker. Kaizen thinking means rather than, you know, this is Kaizen. This is Kaizen. Okay. Yeah, I know. I've seen many Kaizen in, you know, Chinese manufacturing. I've seen a lot of, you know, low cost automation, doing the job easier. So that's automation, Kaizen. Long term, small improvements, small step, and so on. Of course, work best in slow economic condition. Result thinking is work best in fast growing economic condition. Invention. Okay. So, but I'm not saying result thinking is not important. Both are important. But at certain times, you need to actually focus on Kaizen thinking. Remember I mentioned about Meruka? Meruka. Me means nani? Me. Nian.
Yeah.
Me. Meruka. Me wa nan desu ka? Me. Meruka. Me. Me de. Mieru. Mieru. Okay, Mieru. So immediately understand the situation. This is Meruka. All these are Meruka. Meruka means this board on the you know, information that you can see. Kaizen information board. So when the manager goes down to the Gemba, they immediately see, then they don't need to ask supervisor, they can actually, you know, read information by themselves and see the status. Status is very important of any Gemba. Okay. So for example, they have operator skill metrics, work instruction sheets, stock limit, signboards, and so on. Production status. Right. So this is Meruka, and also Andon. Andon is actually the light. The light. This is Andon. Andon. This is Andon. This is Andon. Andon. So red may means stop the line. Yellow means slow down. Or green means go. Okay. Another companies, maybe they have another light means under maintenance. Okay. So orange. So it's a signal to visualize so that assistance provided to the operator. If there is a red call, red cable, you see this worker is pulling a cable. This is a cable. They will stop the line or call for assistance. So, andon. So visual factory performance at a glance. So this is also, you know, employee opinion feedback results, huddle board. 5S is also part of visual management. Okay, 5S, Seri, Seiton, Seiso, Sekesu, Shizuki. But I was told that Toyota only say they practice 4S. They have 4S because the last S is given. It must be practiced. So they say 4S. Seri, Seton, Seiso, Seketsu. Enough. Okay. In Japan, it's very common, right? Jacob, you have heard 5S before? in Japan? No?
Which one, Professor?
This 5S, 4S,
4S. Okay.
and 5S. Seri, Seton, Seso, Sekesu, Shisuke. Nian, have you heard of this?
Shitsuke.
Kita koto
Sir,
arimasu ka?
sir,
Have you heard of this? Yes.
Seisu.
Seri
Yes.
means sort. Sorting means to determine necessary equipment and materials. So this is a clean factory, Seri. This is before, this is after. So you can see the picture before and after picture, right?
Yes.
Set in order. So it's a kind of discipline that requires us to put tools where they are, to have arrangement and also, orderly manner. Because if you do not have an orderly manner in, you go to 7-Eleven, very clean, very organized. Family Mart, very organized, very clean in Japan, very clean. Okay. So that is how the thinking is 5S. So visual management, meaning that means when you go to a restaurant, if there is
yes, 聞いたことがあります. Sorry. I heard it. Maybe
yeah,
in convenience store.
in convenience store, yes.
Yes.
In many places in Japan,
Yes.
5S is very common. 5S is like a standard way of doing things. Okay, so when you go back to Bangladesh or when you come to work in Malaysia, we have to, insist on, on this. First, of course, our workplace first, our own place, 5S. Then only you start with telling others. Okay, this is right. There is some study which actually try to just a little bit, okay, just explain to you a little bit only, not too much. Yeah. There is a theoretical model which underlie Toyota way or Toyota production system, whereby they study the relationship between process improvement and people development and the outcomes of Toyota way or TPS, for that matter, Toyota production system. They found that people development has no direct effect on outcomes, but indirect effect on outcomes by leveraging on process improvement. That means people improvement will have indirect effect on outcomes. Outcome mean the results, okay? The results. There is a so-called soft organizational capabilities, which must not be expected to produce direct result for outcome, but indispensable to leverage the effect of hard resources, such as lean tools for further advancement of organizational resources. And but this is actually from a study by Jaya Maha Wagner et al. Okay, and organizational culture, the result of its unique history and leadership. So copying Toyota's culture will not do for other organizations. You need to adapt and adjust. That's why I said that in order for organization to actually understand TPS or Lean for that matter must understand, Toyota way of doing things, and Toyota because they are Japanese, so we must understand how, Japanese thinking. Okay, kangai kata, and also Japanese bunka. Bunka desu ka? Nian. Nihon no bunka ka? Culture. So
Yes.
Japanese culture must be understood. And also managers must check whether staff development activities provide basis for process improvement. That means training in problem solving, teamwork, coaching, and all other things. Okay, they need to managers, coaching, leadership development, and require managers to possess not only technical skills know-how of the process, but also social skills. So in good organizations, even managers in production, technical or engineering, or technical or processes, they must have some extensive social skills in dealing with the workforce. And their research shows that people development should be understood as integral component of a complete implementation of Lean. Okay, so people development is one. That's why successful Toyota, because of their advanced people development programs and respect for people, innovation coming from people, and motivation. Okay, this is the theoretical model that was found by Jayamaha. Okay, so this is their model for Toyota Way. You can read in the paper. Okay, another thing that I think I need to explain to you is that all good organizations, advanced organizations, and especially when I do my research in automotive industry, all automotive big manufacturers have their problem-solving methodology. Okay, problem-solving. Either they use Daimler, they have 7 steps. Global 8D report in 5-phase action, 8-step E3 problem-solving process, and the steps. Okay, and standardization. Yoko 10. This is Yoko 10. Yoko 10. Only in Toyota, not only. Well, they have some small Yoko 10, but I think the most as comprehensive is by Toyota, because they insist on standardization across different parts of the organization. Okay. Right. And other things that probably if the slide is still here. This is the current process. Oh, but of course you cannot see it in clearly. Okay, what I'm trying to, can you see the slide? The video, is it moving?
Yeah, but
It is the other way around. Okay, but
Yes.
okay, the idea is this. This second video is improved version of the process. So the worker didn't have to walk too much. So the amount of walking is reduced from the first.
sorry, Professor. What's the meaning of the I for waste?
Okay.
Oh,
The I for waste is you have to watch for or look for. Okay, look for waste in hand motion. So this is I means our eye, my eyes. My eyes must find ways in hand motion, must find ways in eye searching. Okay, because these are all industrial engineering concepts of method and time study. Method study. Okay, chapter 6 or chapter 5 of our production management topic, if you remember, right? Method study. So our eye for waste means we look for waste motion. As an analyst, I am someone who is trained to actually look for waste. In production process, even your eyes searching is, because when you put your tool, you do not know where you put it. You have to search. Search is wasting time. Okay, to that extent or even holding. Holding is not hand is not for holding. Holding, you need a jig. You need a holder. Put in the holder, then you do the work. Your hand cannot, this is no good. If the process is, for example, process is two process. One is take bottle, fix the cap. So look at my hand. My hand is holding this.
Good.
Holding is waste.
Yeah.
Idea. Every time, take two hand. Okay, one is put on here and then take three. Can use two hands. Sorry, what? Eyes, so not do one at a time, do two at a time. Take bottle, put on the jig. Take the bottle, put on the jig. And then take the caps, tighten it. You get two. Wakarimasu ka? Pero kantan no, what do you call waste reduction, because hand do nothing, holding madam. Work, this right hand is working, but put two jig, take, put here two, put two, take cap. So that
Okay,
is, in industrial engineering, we are trained to have economy of motion and so on. Okay, so this is something that can be, that is important for us to look for. I don't think you can understand this, but it's in the Hongo, Yomerun, because this is in Toyota. Okay, nani ka kaitemasu koko? Mieru? Mienai? Mieru desho? Muda no?
List. Haken.
Haken. So,
Find the.
so this is actually a check sheet for the, we went for training, okay, and a video was shown on the work process. Then we are required to identify ways for the process by looking at the video, for example, assembling, welding. At which time, this time, and what kind of waste? Is it hand? Is it leg? Is it eyes? Koko marego. This is marego and problem. So this is my own. This is mine. I did this. So left hand holding, reach for parts, hold and walk to transfer, walk to process. So this is for the axle assembly. This is for another Takauka plant, okay, headlamp assembly and so this is the kind of activity that we must do to do the analysis to find waste identification, video based. That means you have taken the video, you go to the training room and you identify. Another way is jisai ni gemba ikimasu. Actually go to the gemba and bring this form, this is a form, and do the identification. If you practice this more, you can actually experience and you can identify it immediately. Okay, like pole wire harness, left hand. Okay, I was in industry, that's why these are quite straightforward. But this is a method that actually can be done. This is the process that we did the study. Okay, it is actually a welding process. So you can see the layout. This is the layout. So people who are doing the analysis, it's very important to actually, this is worker A, this is worker B, C, D, worker from top, from the top. So you can see Ichiban, Niban, Sanban. What did he do? And this is his workstation. And he transferred that to this guy, and then finally, so this is the layout, the production layout for some assembly. Okay, so this need to be visualized and also recorded when you do the study. Okay, so you can come up with a new layout if you want. Existing workplace layout, you have studied layout before, so this is also part of the, existing method times. We studied this before, right? Taking the time and then find the standard time. Maybe you need to recall this, Jacob. We have this standard time study, method time study.
Existing method time means what?
Means this is the work element, existing method.
Yes.
That means this is the method or the time for the current way of doing the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because there's a lot of lean, a lot of muda. Walk and pick up rear. Okay, place on the walk to pick up. Okay, walk. And then walk to start position. Place on the welding to nuts check. So sequence, we can actually arrange the sequence. And this is the thinking, idea for improvements. So all these are set of tools, forms that we can actually do the investigation. Okay. Left hand holding part while right hand, this is a problem. Korewa problem mondai. Taisaku wa nan desu ka? So idea. And then you yatte try the idea, and then you try to, see whether you can reduce the time or not. Okay. For example, now this is the total time. I didn't collect the total time. This is the cycle time. Let me pick up for the first cycle. This is the time, second. So this is, for example, the current time is 12, 14, 18, 29, 31, 40, 40.65, 0.67. Say it is actually 0.7 minutes. Okay. So maybe it's around 42 seconds, for example. So you do improvement and you try to actually can reduce it. Okay. I did have the after time. This is the before. This is the existing. So you can develop new method and find the improved time. Improved method and also the improved time. Okay. But it will take times. It will, you need to do it directly. One of my students who works in one company in Malaysia, she gave this to me. She gave this spider chart for her company to actually measure their level of performance according to many factors. Okay. People, leadership. So these are, factors. A lean tracker, she call it lean tracker. Like flexible manufacturing, zero defect lines. All right, but this is a performance measurement for lean and all this self-assessment. Okay, I'm not going to. Okay. Okay, to sustain lean, monozukuri wa hitozukuri. Wakarimasu ka? Monozukuri wa hitozukuri. Wakarimasu. So the art of making things is building people. Continuous lifelong process of human development. And human motivation and development process, you need to develop that human motivation and development. You have to build pride in work that will produce ideas. Pride in work. Pride means you are very motivated, committed. Pride. What do you mean by pride, Jacob? Pride.
Pride.
Right.
Pride means if someone thinks he is superior than others, it's like pride.
Pride means proud,
From proud.
but not proud in the sense that you become arrogant, not arrogant. Arrogant means you feel big.
Yeah,
Pride
that is
means
like yes.
pride means you are very fulfilled inside yourself, saying that I'm very happy working in this place. Okay, I'm proud of working for company so and so, right? So that must be built, human motivation. And in order for sustaining lean, you need to provide challenge. Challenge means in Toyota, they will always challenge. Can we make it smaller? Can we make it better? Can we make it faster? Can we make it cheaper? Not only make, okay? Can we do it cheaper? Can we do it faster? Can we newer? So these are challenge. Because if crisis is actually opportunities for improvement. A problem is actually opportunities for improvement. So we always look at that. We cannot look problem as something that is actually problem per se. Problems are actually opportunities for improvement. Okay. Wakarimasu ka? Kore wa zenbu nihongo. But I put the English. Kaizen cycle during work. Okay. So of course we have problem. So that problem is an opportunity. Find the problem and then think about the problem and try out, do something for improvement, understand, collect data and so on. And then of course not try without data, with data, okay, with information, with ideas. Then kakunishite, hanseshite. Then Hyojun Sukute, then Mamoru. So many companies fail because there is no Mamoru.
Kaizen cycle during.
Okay. So and then more ikai kaja stay. So more ikai. Continuous. Zutto yatimasu. Then you can see many results. Okay. Find the problem, think about the problem, collect data, investigate, and try out. Right? Anything to add? Any more missing? Do you think there is a missing? Anything missing? Any questions? Wakarimasu ka? Nian? Nanika
Yes.
anything missing?
Anything missing?
Anything that you can suggest to put in extra? This is to my understanding Toyota spirit, in work. There's and also in Japanese in general. Find a problem, mondai shagashite. Moshi mondai ga nai, sagasa ne kereba naranai. Must find the problem. Okay, must find the problem. Okay. Okay, I want to, let me just see. Okay. I don't think I want to explain this to you, but this is what I've found for Toyota improvement system from industrial engineering perspective or in general. Okay. Actually, I took this from, and I believe this Marksbury and the 4 laws of industrial engineering. So when industrial engineers, you will start from here. That means you try to investigate by questioning everything, document, observe, understand the actual situation, understand, investigate. Okay. So why you do it? Because you want to study. You want to study. First of all, we have to study. Before we can do improvement, we have to study. Then only you go to so we work this way. That means to improve a stable process, you must first study, understand what makes a process stable. Okay, that is what we can call it a law 3. This is law 4, law 3, law 2, law 1. Okay. Then if I go this way, then to improve the process, you must The process must be stable, repeatable, and predictable. Okay, that means you have to create a repeatable process which is actually very perfect. Okay, perfect. Not to say perfect with no problem. If there is a problem, you improve. Okay. So to improve results, you must process must be improved first. Okay. So you will reach this level, okay, from this direction. But most companies want to start here and not concern how the results are obtained. They just want to improve. Many companies just at this level. That means they just they want to improve result. Process must be improved. But they do not understand that to improve a process, you must have stable, repeatable process. Also, to have repeatable process, the process must be studied and understood. Before you can understood the process to be stable, you must investigate. Okay, so that's why we must start here. We cannot start here. Understand? So we cannot start just do it. Nike cannot work here. Nike fail. Just do it. Wah, damai. Okay. Nike no motto. Just do it. The show. Just do it. Nike no motto. So no, we cannot just do it. Most companies want to start here and not concerned how the results are obtained. Okay, they just want to see results. No good. Well, they will be lucky to get the good result, but they fail to understand the process. They fail to actually, for example, we do the Kaizen improvement by the video, looking at the video. Kau makai ni? Kau makai ada show. Moshi kau makai kunai dekinai. Wakarimasu ka? So we start here. Then we move up. Okay, this is Toyota improvement system from industrial engineering perspective. Right, and also the way that Toyota engineers and employees are trained is that everyone knows how to do improvement. That's why they are very successful. Okay, everyone is trained to think like an industrial engineer, not N. And that's N. Like an industrial engineer, so that everyone can apply this type of thinking. I can teach and support this because I understand standardization, I understand systems thinking, I understand process charting, I understand time study, I understand questioning attitude using 5 whys, I know work sampling, I know direct observation, go and see. Okay, so that's why this is the strength of the Toyota production system. Okay, Toyota production system. That's why Toyota considers it competitive advantage is this system. Every employees understand Kaizen. Minasan understand Kaizen. And also step to do Kaizen, system same. So we have a very strong synergy for all employees to contribute to the organization. Right. And this is also something that I found from my interview. Actually, I interviewed Toyota personnel of employees in Japan. Actually, I did the study in Japan. And this is what the employee told me about, okay, how the training or promotion system, promotion path, and also training, developing human in so-called Toyota. So I will show you here. You look at the bottom here. This is what? Leader.
Yes.
And also TL is team leader. Team leader.
Team leader.
TM is team member, meaning
Team
worker.
member.
Worker. Okay, this
Yes,
is worker and leader.
worker
So
and
this
leader.
box, the first box, types of training. So team leader and team member, they have this so-called, effective meeting, facilitation, quality circle, advisor training, quality circle leader training, problem solving, to standardized job, Kaizen, job instruction training. So these are given as compulsory for everyone. For everyone, team member, team leader. For the team leader, he must understand this additional, how to speak so others will listen. Yaakob, you imagine a training on how to speak so others will listen. What kind of training do you think they will provide? So I don't have the details on the curriculum, but this is the training that is given. Okay, oral skills,
So
listening
others will
skills.
listen.
How to speak so others will listen.
That means they have to talk such way that can attract the people.
Correct. Exactly. Yes.
They can
Yes.
pay attention to him.
Correct. So they have a kind of training which will.
This is called someone's art of talking. That
Correct.
means talk
Yes. Yes.
gaily, art and literature.
Art
Talk
of.
to it gaily, literature.
Yes. 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 So this is the level, right? Team leader, team leader. So when they are skillful at this, okay, when they become a group leader, okay, higher level, so they need to go through this training. So the next level, which is philosophy of efficiency, work site communication, leadership, job relations, conflict management, suggestion system training. So this is plus this, go on. And at this level, group leader, they must acquire written skills. For example, techniques of script writing, write, okay, correct, basics revisited, write too. So they are trained on good writing. So the first level is talking, then the next level is writing. Okay. So you move on to higher level, specialist engineering, they become a specialist. This is higher level, promotion, okay, promotion. Until you become manager here. So specialist engineering, proposal writing, standardized work, standardized office, additional skills. And then they move on to assistant manager or manager level. Then they are talking about developing capable people, quality circle management, and training. They are now required to give training as well to the lower ranked people. And additional, they must know cooperating budget. So this is manager. We have, we can go to general manager and so on. So that is why you are developing people. Can you see how developing people means? Can you see? Nian, can you see how developing people means? From this path? Huh? You understand? Do you understand these, the levels that they have to go through? Huh?
Assessment management.
Assistant manager, and team manager. Okay. Right. Okay, I've reached my last slide. Okay, this is just ideas for companies or ideas for you as well, what you need to do. If you're really trying to think about organizational excellence, companies must create their own philosophy for excellence. You must have improvement system with problem-solving methodology. So an excellent organization will have a problem-solving methodology. Same like Ford, General Motors, Honda, We are talking from automotive experience. Okay, it can be used for for textile, for banking. No issue. Because banking also have a lot of problems. For example, insurance company, late processing of claims. It's a common problem, and customer complains about payment they not receive, for example. So there's a lot of problem, but there is no improvement system. And when there is no improvement system, problems will be put under the carpet. There's not solved. Problem will be hide. Employees hide problems. That's nature of human being. you don't you don't you don't expose and tell your bosses that you have these problems. Develop people skills and knowledge in continual improvement. Nature, teamwork, and spirit to always challenge status quo. Always challenge. Do not be satisfied with the current level of achievement and performance. Challenge the process. Can the process be doing faster? Can we automate some of the process? Okay. Of course, with the advent of Industry 4.0, internet and digitalization, of course, you will have much easier. You actually control a lot of things through the internet. So find problems or create new challenge to drive innovation. One piece flow, single media exchange of die. And then I saw this low pressure die casting system. Continuous education and training, reward and recognition system for employees. Do not forget reward and recognition system for employees. Many companies, they actually ignore the importance of recognizing good employees. Recognize with sincerity, not just showing only, but sincerity. Okay. Well, leadership must be with heart. There is no such thing as a leadership with just on the surface. But politicians, they are on the surface only. You cannot trust politicians. Politicians are just, they come and go, and it's very sad, okay, especially in my own country also. Research opportunities in Lean, there is a lot of research opportunities, okay. A lot. Lean is a practical subject, more industry-based research, issue of sustaining the excellence, human development, Hitozukuri models for different culture and context. Malaysia, foreign labor is abundant. I was talking to a group of Malaysians, that's why I gave this idea that Malaysia face this too much dependent on foreign labor. Too much, because businessmen are trying to capitalize on low costs, and the government also not enforcing what you call substitution to automation and also mechanization machines. We are too dependent on foreign workers, Bangladesh workers, Myanmar workers, Indonesia, and we are a country stuck in the middle. Malaysia is a country stuck in the middle, not going high, not become a rich country because of this. Companies not willing to invest in technologies, hard technologies, not this communication, internet is important, but robots, machines, new advanced manufacturing tools. Very sad. China is getting far ahead than Malaysia. Before, we were just almost the same. Skills upgrade course, attitude towards work. But the problem is this, what's in it for me? Okay, that's the selfishness of many. I can talk because I'm in education, but industry people, they do not understand the need to actually change for the better. And how to create the thinking employees at all levels. Thinking employees like Toyota, thinking employees. At workers level, they also contribute to Kaizen. Worker. Not manager, manager level, also thinking. Okay. Right. Any questions? I think I want to stop this last slide. Yeah. Okay. And we can take a break, I think, after this. Any questions that you probably have one or two questions that probably anything, Jacob? No?
Hitozukuri model is what?
Hitozukuri model. Okay. Hitozukuri is human development or human making.
Development?
Hitozukuri means, remember Toyota said, make people first before we make product? Remember the saying, make people before we make the
Yes.
product?
Yes.
That concept is Hitozukuri.
Yeah.
Hito means man or human.
Yeah,
Hito is
Jukuri.
human, man. Zukuri means zukuri, make. Make, not make, but develop. Develop human capabilities before you make the products. That means the employees can think, the employees can innovate, give ideas for new process, do Kaizen. Not worker come to work, go back. Like in Malaysia and Bangladesh. Malaysia, Bangladesh, worker come in, go work, go back.
Yes.
Go back. End of the month, salary. That's it. No.
Right.
That is, you are, because everyone, God give everyone brain.
Right.
So the worker has brain. If he has been doing the work for 5 years, 10 years, he has a lot of ideas.
Right, he has.
I guarantee you. So as manager, we have to pick his ideas. Develop that, okay? And make him feel pride. Oh, my idea is used by the company.
Right.
Then he will say, oh, I'm going to give more ideas.
Yes.
You don't suppress the idea. That is,
yes. So that is the way.
Japanese
Encourage
thinking.
people also as well as the developing the company.
This kind of idea is very well advanced in Japan. Japan will actually get Kaizen and also suggestion schemes, employee suggestion schemes. Okay.
From any level.
From any level, yes, exactly. Okay, let's take a 5-minute break. Then after that, I will continue with.
Okay, thank you, Bruce.
Thank you.
Okay.